on guys, T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're actually going to take a look at the combined mode of the Stunticons here. So here we have them all together in their vehicle modes, and I gotta say, it's pretty impressive looking. It's a pretty impressive set of toys here. I really don't have any complaints about them all together in their car modes, aside from the fact that you are not Wild Rider, but you know what? If you didn't tell me that this was off-road, I could just see it as Wild Rider as a different vehicle. I mean, aesthetically, color-wise, it fits the bill, so that's not horrible. But yeah, this looks pretty good, and you know, every time, I know I said it numerous times now, but I forget how big these guys actually are, that these are deluxe limbs. And you know, they're just bigger than I'm used to for the current toys. So let's take these guys to their robot modes. You've seen it all, so we're not going to repeat the transformation. We'll just go straight there. So as you can see, we have our Stunticons here in their robot modes, and they're a really nice cohesive team. I can be convinced that off-road here is Wild Rider, save for, you know, a little bit of the aesthetics, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it looks really good. I can actually see why there's excitement about this line in terms of the individual robots and the way they all look together. I think these guys look solid in both vehicle and robot modes next to each other. So for this, I'm going to do a little video montage, hopefully if it ends up working out. And we're going to have Breakdown and Off-Road be our feet, and these guys are going to end up being our hands, and of course Motormaster is going to be our torso. So let's actually get to those transformations. And there we have it, Combiner Wars Menasor, and he is something in this mode. Let's just see it all down to the bottom, all the way back up. He's got tiny little feet, which can't really be helped, I suppose. The way things kind of sit looks pretty messy on the sides here. It'd be nice if there was something else we could do. I suppose you could always put that back up just to kind of fill that out a little bit, make it look a little nicer. Nicer is kind of tough to say though. I can get the appeal. As a kid, this would have been probably a lot of fun, but as an adult collector, it doesn't really fit the bill for me. So you can see the chest here is designed to look like the little roller car. You can also open it, but I feel like the opening it is very much an Optimus Prime thing. So let's take a look at this guy. Articulation on him is pretty decent. He's got his head on a ball joint and a rocker there, so plenty of range of motion can get him, you know, rocking out to some techno music or something there. Arms, the way these joints connect is actually pretty smart. They stay in there pretty good. The weakness actually comes at Motormaster here, because when you kind of move things, he kind of comes unpegged here, which is a problem. But the actual connection on the joints here is pretty good. Good range of motion. Using the legs and hips is a great way to get arm motion out of them. No problem there. Coming down to Motormaster's legs here, you do have the Prime / Motormaster legs for back and forth, which is undoubtedly very loose, and the way everything kind of moves around means that oftentimes things kind of come unplugged in unexpected ways, which is not good. Yeah. Coming down to the knees here, once again, nice range of motion. Joint works just perfectly, so no complaints there. But you can see he's just very loose. Everything kind of wants to come apart. And honestly, that's not my complaint about this. Looseness aside, he does okay. He's got really far apart thighs, which I can understand why for a combiner. It's, you know, kind of has to be that way. And I've done a lot of thinking about why I dislike the combined modes of these Combiner Wars figures. Like every single one of them I've seen. So here is a picture of G1 Defensor, right? And now here is a picture of the Combiner Wars version of Defensor that's coming out. So let's put them both on screen here, and what do you see that the problem is on this guy from the G1 on the left side to the Combiner Wars on the right? If you said it's a lack of torso, let's take that G1 picture and actually turn it into a torso lacking combiner, and you can see that we got the same ape arms and everything like that. So let's come back to Menasor here. If we had extended out his torso to make him a little bit longer, so his arms, when they were down here, would maybe end somewhere around here maybe. That would be like maybe an 1.5 to 2 inch extension on this guy to make him bigger. It would really fill out these proportions and actually make him look weird. This itty bitty chest and crotch is just, it is weird. I mean, take Orion here, okay? And let's pretend that all this was missing and he was shrunk down. That's what you've got here. It's weird. So let's take this and, you know, let's bring in Intimidator, of course. By every right, the Combiner Wars version should be bigger than Intimidator. Every toy is taller than Intimidator, but Intimidator has a nice chest, ab area here that really brings out the proportions a lot better than this does. The flaw is all in Motormaster. So before we get on out of here, let's take his sword and gun. We can combine it, make one big giant thing like this. We put it right in the peg hole here, so he doesn't really hold it right, but it gets the job done. So, I don't know. I feel bad saying bad things about the Combiner, because honestly, as a kid, this would be so much fun. As an adult, it just doesn't fit what I want out of a Menasor, and it's not far. It's a 2-inch torso extension on Motormaster here. That is all it would take. The extra feet and stuff would be nice, but I mean, really, the thing that just gets me is the way the torso looks. Going right from your chest to your crotch just doesn't work for me. Great toys in individual mode, great toys in their individual vehicle modes together. Not a solid combiner, in my opinion. And I don't think any of the Combiner Wars really make a convincing combiner to me. I've seen, you know, the reviews of Superion. Everybody says he's better than this thing here. And you can see just everything is loose. You know, he probably is better, but it's not that big of a difference to me. Because again, squished, tiny, little chest and crotch. I can't get behind that. Yeah, so this is T2RX6. I assume the next time we look at Combiner Wars, we'll be looking at Defensor finally, and we'll see how that goes. I do have the Lone Wolf body on pre-order, so we'll probably revisit a lot of these limbs and stuff later and see how that changes things. The only thing I can really say from that is that is an expensive upgrade kit to make 4 limbs look good here. But we will see. If I can get a hand on Wild Rider, we'll come back, of course. And I do have Blackjack just not here. So when I actually get Blackjack in hand, we'll review Blackjack, and we'll see this again with Blackjack on as the chest. So this is T-Toric 6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys next week.